Good afternoon, everybody. I'm here with my good friend, Erika de la Cruz. Erika is a television media personality. She's a best-selling author, and she's a public figure and coach. I'm so honored to have you here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. So,
yay!
Let's tell people what you do.
Okay.
Because what you do is, we have similar threads, except you do something very specific. So, what are you up to lately?
So lately, obviously, there's been the book, which has been super exciting. So Passionistas, Tips, Tales, and Tweetables from Women Pursuing Their Dreams. I have just co-authored and co-founded Passionistas, which is a book with 40 other amazing women, influencers, entrepreneurs, telling the true stories of what they've been through in their lives to get to where they are. We only hear about the business standpoint, sometimes the successes, but the book really focuses on what they've been through. Some have lost, their mothers at an early age. Two of my really great friends and co-authors write about that. Some have been institutionalized because of bullying. It's been incredible to really hear their true stories come out. And so really promoting that book, working on some programs and some stuff in the entertainment realm recently. So.
Sweet.
Yeah.
You're a busy woman.
I'm busy, but
now,
in a good way.
If we get personal a little bit here, I want to guess the reason why you could help these women, these ladies, through their stuff is that you somehow have to be able to connect with that, with them. So I'm going to guess as a personal story to you that's started all this.
Yeah, totally. So, yeah, that's interesting that you say that. So really I'm out to help humanity, and I think it's really important to say that in this climate. Right now, the state of the United States, it's really important for me to say that I am out to help humanity. I'm out to just make the human experience amazing by hopefully inspiring the rest of the world. And not just women. So I just wanted to state that. So, female empowerment often is based in females empowering each other from the lack and help support each other. And Passionistas really is a bunch of already empowered women helping not only other women, which is extremely important, but the rest of the world, no matter the gender, to all just have a collective consciousness of what's going on. Nice. So anyway, but yeah, so the personal experience, tying back to helping humanity, really was rooted in, I gave a Sioux talk a couple years back about my personal.
Saw that. Beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, about a personal thing that I had to go through with some family. It involved losing everything that I've ever owned, ever. A lot of it being sold into, flea markets and swap meets, and how that was for me, which at the time, being in college and I got myself back to college, trying to figure out how to hide this from the world, which close friends to cry with, and how to really help myself. And really, it was interesting. The answer was to transform myself by becoming, mentally resilient and mentally fit. After I hit a point of gratitude, just being grateful for what I did have after that. And then after that, to sustain it, what it really took was consuming and transforming. A lot of people don't get the second part, where they just get the consumption, feed your mind, great content. But the second part of that is then apply it and transform within yourself. And that's what I did, and now that's what I want for the world and anyone who's experienced any hardships or heartache.
And that's where you start from, that's where you're coming from. That juice is what gets you out there doing this stuff.
The juice.
And with this energy, this is who she is, by the way. This is just who she is. She's just glowing, happy all the time.
Aww.
And it's true.
Yay.
And something about that that's sort of magnetic and brings people to you. But there's always a serious side of us in that. So now, next question is, how do you sustain that?
Actually, I'm super glad that you just touched on that, which is there's always a serious side to us, and there is. So sustaining the happiness is really how you deal with the sadness, because there's always to happy, there's always sad. To calm, sometimes there's stressed out. So it's how you deal with the other side of the coin when you're not in your element. And actually, recently, I had this amazing epiphany, and it really put into perspective the human experience and what it should be, which was I was having a really down day, and I felt like I wasn't doing enough. I didn't have enough people in my world. I felt lonely, even though I was surrounded by amazing human beings. And it's just something that you have to go through in life. I don't think there's one person on earth who has never felt alone. And I felt alone and scared. And I remember I was on my way to the gym. You know, when you go to the gym, you go to sweat, to develop that muscle. And so I went in to a boxing class and we suited up. And so I'm like, boxing. It is like M&M's playing. It's like boom, boom. And it's like 1, 2. The coaches are telling us to rotate. I'm like 1, 2. I feel wet. My head starts to get sweaty. I'm, brushing it off. I feel like the perspiration on my arms, and then they go floor. So we switch to floor, and I'm holding a plank. And this is when another pivotal moment of my life happened. The sweat is falling, and I can see the sweat falling to the ground. So it's black. It's like kind of almost asphalt or something. And I see the sweat dripping from my head, and then I just see drop after drop after drop after drop after drop. And then I pull my glove up and I realize that I'm bawling and I'm crying and I'm sweating and I'm crying and I'm letting everything that I have out. But the epiphany there was when I was looking at the asphalt, I couldn't tell the difference between what was sweat and what were tears. And what I realized was that as the body sweats when you go to the gym, so the body will cry as you go through your life. And it's just a mechanism of the machine that we live in.
That's deep.
And it's really interesting. I was like, what? Wow. And instead of concentrating on why this is happening and what I have to fix and solve and change, it was more accepting. So you either accept something or you solve it. And I was focused so much on the why. Why am I feeling this way and how can I change it? Instead, I just decided to embrace it and just really realize that the human condition, just as the body sweats when you're throwing a punch, the body will cry as you're growing and expanding and stretching into the person that you need to be.
Processing.
Exactly. And I couldn't even remember when the depression subsided. Maybe it was minutes after, maybe it was days after, but I realized that it didn't matter anymore because I accepted that that's just a part of life. I'm going to get sad sometimes. And
wow.
Yeah, so anyway.
Fascinating, and I completely get it. Because my work, my specialty, what I do is I help people turn their pain into power.
Yeah.
And
incredibly.
inspiration.
You're
amazing. Thank you. So, which is kind of similar to yours in a different way.
Oh, totally different ways. Same amazing thread. Yeah.
Yeah, helping humanity and then helping people, succeed in their dreams in life. Because our pain is what gets in the way.
Exactly, and live happily, right. Thrive in that.
Fantastic. So tell me what you're up to next, what's coming up for you, and how do I want to stay in touch?
Yeah, totally.
To keep people...
Yes, so next, this year, I'm actually developing a theory on happiness and dream pursuit. And
can't imagine anybody better.
One that I'm taking, to the National Communication Bureau. It's a process, but it's ultimately going to be to leave a legacy, because so many people out there, that's why you're so refreshing, is they develop this solution or system and then they sell it and they're happy. And that's not me. I don't measure success by sales. I measure it by influence. And so I'm taking the systems that I actually do coach in and taking it to leave in textbooks for generations later. So I'm working on that this year.
Nice.
And then staying connected is just my social stuff. So Instagram, Twitter @_Erika Dela Cruz, and then Facebook and YouTube videos. So little moments of inspiration. So this is kind of a droplet of what I talk about in all my mediums.
Beautiful.
Cool.
Beautiful. So something else I want to throw in, just as this is for me completely, is I teach a lot of the material that I do is the dynamics that's happening out there with the world, like women and men, and a lot of people's pains in my world are directed in their relationships, their love relationships, their familiar relationship, all that stuff. And one of the things that I try to, that I see on the radar a lot is women lost in their masculine ways. It's not bad. It's like you have to be masculine to produce results, to be a fantastic producer out there, right?
Right, masculine not in gender, but in concrete.
Right, and potent energy, right? So women that are producing these fantastic results out there and like pushing and changing the world, have that energy often has them in contradiction in their love relationships. That's a lot of my clients. I just want to point that out because if you have a woman who's producing
Yay.
like you can't believe, yet she has access to be lovely, feminine, and happy.
Oh, thank you.
No, but that's who you are. So it's funny because I want to say, like, you know, they always say to me, like, well, who is powerful and feminine?
I take boxing class. Obviously, I'm powerful. So no, I'm just kidding.
But you know what I mean? But it's
Yeah,
a way
thank
to
you.
not, you know, it's not a in your face kind of you know, you manage your life and you produce results like crazy, yet your approach is always happy. I love that because you said that to me one thing. I come from happy. That's how she says.
I come from happy.
I start with happy in the morning, and then the rest.
Then you produce the results that are happy. Thanks, Andre. That's amazing coming from you because I've talked to some of your clients and it's raving fans. So
Yeah,
thank you, and thank you for
absolutely.
having me tonight too.
For sure. It's a
Yay.
pleasure always. I'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.